Hello, my name is Adrian van Bredam, a professor of social work at the University of Johannesburg, and I'm creating this short video just to explain to research associates, senior research associates, visiting professors and students how the system works for submitting journal articles for subsidy if you are affiliated to our Department of Social Work and Community Development. In South Africa, the way this works is that the government's Department of Higher Education and Training provides subsidies to universities for publications as part of their subsidy formula for funding public universities. And a piece of the subsidy comes to the author. If you are affiliated to our department as a research associate or a visiting professor or a student, then you are eligible to receive a piece of that funding, which gets deposited into a trust account at the university, which you can draw on and use for any research activities, except for purchasing computer equipment. That one piece which most of us want is excluded. It's important just to mention that there is a 2-year turnaround from the time of publication to the time the funding comes through. So a publication during 2023 will generate funds only in around May 2025. And so this is an exercise in patience and delayed gratification. I really want you also to know that your publications that are affiliated to our department contribute to our department's overall research output, contributes to our performance management as a team, and generates credits for our department. And so in many ways, your investment in publications in affiliation with us contributes to the development of our team, and we are very grateful to you for that. What do you get in exchange for that? Well, you do get to generate some funds for yourself that you can use for anything related to research. You get to affiliate to UJ, which has some social prestige to be a visiting professor or a research associate. You also gain access to our digital library. And if you're in a university that's under-resourced, this might be very useful to you. And of course, if you don't want to use the funds that are generated, you can donate them to the academic in our department that you're connected to, or to the department as a whole, and we will use that to advance our research work, and we'll be very grateful to you for that as well. So in this video, I'm focusing just on journal articles. I will create another video about books and book chapters because these are far more complicated and demanding in terms of how they get submitted. Journal articles are fairly simple, but there are a number of core criteria before you can submit an article for subsidy to us via DOHET. And the first is that you can only submit your article when it is fully published in a journal. If it's an early view or an online view or one of those that most journals are using these days, you cannot submit your article to us at that stage. It must be in a volume or an issue before we can consider it. And we know that sometimes an article can sit online for 2 or 3 or 5 years, and during that time, although it is there, it's being read and cited, you can't submit it for subsidy. Secondly, the article must be published in one of the journals that the Department of Higher Education and Training, DOHET, recognizes. And there is a list of these publications that draw on internationally recognized lists. The Norwegian list, the IBSS, Silo, World of Science, Scopus, and the Directory of Open Access Journals. And we have all of those journals listed annually in a spreadsheet, and we'll send that through to you. Thirdly, your article will only be considered if your affiliation to UJ is clearly stated. So in the section where you state who you work for, you would include your own university or your own organization, but you must also specify that you are affiliated to the University of Johannesburg and ideally also to the Department of Social Work and Community Development. But without that affiliation explicitly to the university, it will not be considered, even if you are in fact affiliated to us. And then fourth and lastly, your article must have been submitted to the journal after your date of appointment as an affiliate of us. If your article was submitted sometime before, the Department of Higher Education will say, but the research was done before you were an affiliate, and therefore it does not fall under the affiliation program. And so if you are preparing to affiliate with UJ and have articles that are nearing readiness, we would suggest that you hold them back until you get your letter of appointment and then submit them so that you can include them in your submission. If your article meets all of these criteria, then we would invite you please to submit that to the person at UJ that you are affiliated to. So there will be an individual in our department that you have a connection with and with whom you agree to become a research associate, and that's the person you should liaise with. If for some reason you're not sure who that person is or they seem unavailable, you're welcome to email me. My name is Adrian, and my email is avanbridar@uj.ac.za. And finally, to be able to submit your article, we need the full article, the full published article with the volume and issue and all of those details. And there's some additional information that we'll need as well. And that is going to be provided to you in a Word document. And we ask you please to complete that because we have to submit that information as well when we submit your manuscript. If you submit your article to your contact person at UJ and you've not heard from them after a couple of weeks, I would suggest you follow up with them. And if you still don't hear from them, you're welcome to forward that email to me and I'll follow it up with them. And so we really want to make sure that everything that you submit that is submittable does get uploaded onto DOHET. And so thank you again on behalf of our department for your contribution to our publication outputs and for partnering with us in the research that you do. I wish you really well. Cheers.